Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Stories to be Told with the wonderful Katie Face. First of all, social links and things. You guys can see Discord there. You can come and be part of our inclusive, safe community where you can talk about TTRPGs and all the other wonderful things. Send me a DM where you can come and get a game. It was totally me. I had myself muted as well. So dreaming of me. It's nice of you to try and take the fall for that one, but I had muted myself. Also, YouTube, all of our shows are being uploaded to YouTube as we go through the week, so you can catch up with them there. Also, we have a Patreon. One of the best ways to support us is over on Patreon. You can support us for as little as $1 a month, and every dollar is very much appreciated. You can also head over there to see some of our free articles about TTRPGs and all the other wonderful things that are going, and I think we've got another one coming about possibly Weave, which is a game we played yesterday, which will be in by the end of the week. We also have merchandise, which you can catch over on Redbubble. And we have sponsors. Check out Bird and the Storm Publishing. They are a publishing company that makes tales for DnD5E in the form of modules. We played one during the Christmas break, and it is currently on the YouTube. It's called Clearing the Midnight Weald. It's a really good time. You should check it out. We also have Mage Hand Press. Mage Hand Press made the Dark Matter Alpha, an expansion for DnD5E in the sci-fi universe, and that will be live tonight at 10 PM EST, so very much worth checking that out. We have some more sponsors down in the panels below the stream. Go and check those out too. We've got erisavod.com, we've got Tabletop Loot, and Rue Inc. Go and check all of those out. You can get a discount code on each one using my name at the bottom there. Lastly, we do have a tweet, and every 10 retweets will lead to a random trinket being issued. I believe Katie is using potions, so plenty of fun to be had there as well. And we've already hit 11 retweets, which means we'll be starting with a potion. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Katie, why don't I hand over to you?
Yes, I'm Katie. You know me as Katie Face. I am semi-regular here on Scraticus's channel. The whole thing with this series is that we are playing, these characters are going to be playing pre-generated, or these players are going to be playing pre-generated characters. This is a chance for no one to worry about having to make a character if they've never played with Roll20 before, or even never played D&D before, not familiar with it. So it's a very low-key kind of game. And we will go around and start with a V, and we can introduce what you're playing, what character you picked.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm V, also known as the Crafting Muse on Twitter and YouTube and other such places. Today, I am playing Shayna, and they are a druid, and I cannot wait because druid is like one of my favorite classes to play. I'm also excited because I get to play a Furbolg, and I have not played one of those yet. So this is going to be a really cool experience for me to get to dabble in a new race as well.
Chris, what about you?
I'll be playing a half-orc paladin by the name of Nazir. I've just gone with a half-orc paladin because I've played both before, and I don't really want to mess up first time online.
No, there's no worries at all. And last but not least, Scrat, what did you pick?
I'll be playing Daily Erwin. She's a strong girl. Fighter. Not much charisma though.
So another interesting part of this game, I stole this from Eric Vulgaris because it was a very good idea. Each player, each week is going to start with a DM inspiration. It's a way that each of you will have one advantage to a roll. But a very fun thing I put in each of these characters is that I gave you 3 facts about your character. And we can go around and read those as well. But these 3 facts are personality facets, little tidbits of information about your character. And if you act on one of those facts, you get your inspiration back if you've used it. So it is a way to sort of help your RP a little bit. And, it's a way to, if everyone will have a little bit of an advantage instead of, depending on donations. So, if you want to go around, we'll start with V again and read your facts. And at the end of the game, if anything you think has affected your character in a way, you could add it as a fact for the next player.
All right, cool. So first of all, I have to say, when I was reading through what you put there, like literally, I started cracking up because I'm like, it me.
Good.
So they love birds and spend a lot of downtime watching and tracking birds in their journals. So if you see me gazing off into the distance, it's because I purposely am facing my tree right now. Can be caught compulsively counting things and prone to humming when worried. So now you know a little bit more about me as well.
Chris, what are Nazir's facts?
Number one, he performs an intricate prayer ritual to Lithania when he wakes up every morning. So just give him about half an hour to get ready, I suppose. Tends to become easily obsessed with things and travels with pockets full of hard candies from his home. So if you ever want a sweet, you know where to come.
And what about Daly?
Daly gets very particular about her timing and pacing in battles. Sort of like a dance, you see, and you can't mess it up. She is very particular about always polishing her weapons and armor after battles. Got to keep things nice and shiny and clean. And is also quite an accomplished singer.
Does she like the colour yellow?
Oh goodness, this is gonna be great. But yeah, so on the trinkets, do I roll to see who gets it as well? Scrat, is it just like the wild magic surges?
Sorry?
On the trinkets, do I roll as well as like the wild magic surges? I roll to see who gets
Yeah,
it?
it's up to you. Essentially, for potions, normally I do it as an opaque bottle with a wax seal. If you open it, it's likely to spoil, so you have to drink it immediately. Which is my way of saying, this is a donation thing, we're going to drink it and see what happens, and you don't know until you've done it. You can't sniff it and say no.
Cool, okay. So, we start out with I'm going to let you decide how this happened, but in some way, you ended up in the forest of Wormwood, either alone or with these other people around you. But the reason you were here is that you found a note, or you were told, or you saw a listing in a tavern, who knows, it said, are you looking for an adventure? Are you looking for gold? If so, follow this map to the X marked on the spot, and you'll find exactly what you're looking for. P.S. You can keep whatever you find if you take care of the problem in the tower, as long as you survive. Good luck. So, we can go around, or any, if you have an idea of how you wanted to be here, but how did you get drawn into being in Wormwood Forest? Were you together as an adventuring group? Did you come on your own and just meet these strangers at the X that marks the spot?
Chances are I was just, wandering and found myself there because the woods are they're my home and that's where I want to be.
What about you, Nazir?
I think I was just... I just wandered looking for the map and seemed to find everybody else around.
Nice. And Daly, why are you here? You're muted.
I'm muted. Welcome in Arasavod and her raiders. Welcome everyone. Also, big thank you to Mad Rogue, who donates to give me a reroll, Chris a reroll, and V a reroll, and also earlier Kentucky Hawkeye donated 300 bits for V to have another reroll. Thank you all so much. Your support is so appreciated, all of you. I don't know. I reckon I was following these other two weirdos, looking for a bit of a fight.
Nice.
One of them, anyway.
So when you follow the X on the spot, which I imagine, Nazir, since you're following the map, you get to the X and you notice that it's this big area where this tower sits. You're sort of maybe about a couple of miles away from it, but it's so big that you can see it in the distance glowing, and it glows bright and dim up at the very top of it, which it reaches over the tree lines of this forest. And in a single window at the top, you see what looks like a fire that, glows bright and dims as if it's a burning fire. And you're sort of filled, the closer you get to it, you're filled with this feeling of an uneasiness. There's this hum in the air of tension. But if anyone would like, you can roll a perception check to see if you notice anything about the area unusual.
Be rude not to, wouldn't it?
Well, God knows I can't rely on my passive wisdom. I can't rely on my normal wisdom either.
Just not feeling that observant today.
Say perception, sorry.
Yeah, perception. And you just click on where it says perception and it will roll it for you.
Is that done? Sorry. I've clicked on it.
There is.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Sometimes there's a lag. It happens to me too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
thing. Roll 20, you can figure it all out and it will still find a way to...
And it's gonna go, ha ha!
Yep. Nazir, you're so focused on this map, you're sort of just walking forward on your own. Shayna, you sort of hear what feels like, what sounds like branches breaking around you the closer you get to the tower, but you don't feel a threat. You feel as if you just sort of know you're not the only people in this forest. Now, that could be that there's other animals that live in this forest, or there could be other people. You're not sure. But the closer you all get to the tower, you do feel this like tension that's pulling you toward it, almost like a invisible web that you're caught in. Because you all know that tower, there's something magical about it. It almost reminds you of a living creature.
How tall is this said tower?
It extends over the tree lines of the forest. You can see the top in the distance for sure, but you're not exactly sure how tall it is in like exact measurements, but it does extend over the top of the trees.
Okay.
You can see the window though up at the top where the fire is. Are you all heading toward it still?
Well, that
Yes.
looks like it might be interesting, don't you think?
If it feels like a living creature, I'm heading that direction, no problem.
Let's just go.
As you all continue toward it, you notice that this just seems to be a normal area. There's nothing that sticks out around you. But as you get closer to the tower, this rush of wind just begins to form around you as if it's pushing you closer to the tower. It wants you to enter. And you do see the door. It's a huge wooden door, probably about 9 feet tall. Doesn't look like it has a lock, but it has a very heavy iron handle on it. But it doesn't appear to be locked, even from your far distance. Like you can't see that it's been guarded any kind of way.
I look round at everybody else and... Shall we?
Well, I mean, it's unlocked. Doesn't look like anyone's guarding the place. That's usually a welcome mat in my book.
Or a trap in my book.
Well, I mean, if you want to check and see first, but, by
I'll
all
have a
means,
look
I
then.
guess.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Right.
Behind you daily. What was her weapon? With a look of excitement on her face.
So you can't find that it's trapped. Even with a low roll, you can tell it's not trapped. But what you can tell is that this door is old. This handle is that kind of iron that's sort of flaking off because it's so old. It hasn't been used in a very long time. But it's definitely not locked, and you don't see any traps on it. Besides the wind picking up outside, you can hear thunder in the distance, but that's about it. Nothing that unusual about this door.
Okay, I shall draw my weapon, turn around, look at everybody else, and open the door.
Okay. Do you head inside?
Yep.
Everyone else as well?
I'll probably wait for the two to go before me.
Oh, I don't mind going ahead of Shana. It's no bother.
Thank you, dear.
As you come inside, this building, this floor is immaculate, and well kept, which is very different from how the outside was so old looking. As you enter through, you're not met with darkness. You are met with torches that light up the wall in this round room. There's no dust. There's no sign of abandonment. There are signs of life all around this room. This looks to be sort of a study, a library kind of room. There are abandoned papers on a desk. There are bookcases overflowing with books along the wall. But there's no staircase. There's no way to move up. There's a ceiling in this room. And it's very surprising for, a tower that looks so big.
By this point, are we experienced adventurers?
What now? You roboted?
Sorry, are we experienced adventurers?
You're level 3. You've been on a couple of adventures before.
Okay, so when I notice the place is very clean, I'll be like, all right, now everyone, be wary. There's these big blue, strange goo things that sometimes appear and make everything very clean. Be aware. If you see a 10-foot space that looks very clean, proceed with caution.
So should we mosey back out the door then? Because this whole place looks darn cleaner than my
we'll
grandma's
definitely
house.
kill it, but just exude caution is all I'm saying.
Noted.
Okay.
Now, anyone else found this rather peculiar that there's no stairs here, and clearly there's got to be a way to get a little bit higher up here. Why would they have something where you can't use the full space?
Perhaps there's magic.
Perhaps. I also wonder if maybe we might have like one of those hidden doorway situations.
Maybe there's an external ladder.
Well, that's not exactly convenient. Could I look at the books and see if there's like anything that looks like it's
Yeah.
a little bit more worn or unique
Yeah.
compared to the
Give
others?
me an investigation check.
Okay.
Where are you looking specifically at the books or the desk? What are you looking at? You're looking through the books?
Probably looking at the books around the wall area.
Okay. You look through the books and you do notice a couple that look way more worn than others. And you notice they're in a very interesting spaces. You notice they make up, there's 2 on top, 2 on bottom, 2 in middle, 2 on bottom of this bookcase, as if they form a ladder.
Y'all come here and check this one out. And I'm going to point to the books. Looks like some of these get a little bit more use than others, but that's a wee bit too precise in my book. No pun intended. I mean, I've seen it where it's like you tip a book and a door opens. I've never seen it with 6.
I'm just going to press a middle left.
You press it in and it just doesn't move. It's like it's stuck in the wall. Stuck in the bookcase.
Thank you very much for the resub, Drover of Celestia.
Very nice. I want to try and like move one of the top ones, say top right. Not push it in, but like kind of pull it out.
Pull it out.
Yeah.
As you pull it out, you all begin to hear these sort of very, very faint turn of cogs and mechanisms somewhere in the room.
Well, that's one.
Can we see where this noise is coming from?
You can't see it at the moment. No, you just hear it somewhere. But you do, I will tell you this, you do feel a tension of magic. you do feel like this thickness in the air.
Maybe if
Well,
I try
we have-
poking it with my sword.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. You know, maybe see what happens with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that we've got 1 taken care of. So I'm just gonna start like tipping the other 2 on the right hand side.
As you tip the other one, you hear the cogs and the turnings, the noises begin to get louder. And you all watch as Shayna, you're slowly doing all of them too.
Mhm.
You watch as the room begins to, the books in the room begin to move from the bookcase on their own accord. They float out, they move and begin to form this staircase in the middle of the room in a twisting pattern that goes up to the ceiling. And you watch as it had been sort of illusioned, so you saw the ceiling. You watch as this space clears and these books form a staircase up through this space in the tower.
I want that in my house. That's so cool. All right, going up.
Would you like to look at anything else in the room?
How big is the room? Sorry.
This room, it's a circular, probably about 15 feet wide.
I never knew that books would be able to carry my weight. Looks like the pen really is mightier than the sword.
Oh, books can take you places. This time it's just literally.
No.
So if are you all climbing up the stairs? Or would you like to look further in the room?
I'd like to investigate the room a little bit further.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Nazir, as you look, give me an investigation check.
Let's hope for better.
Yeah, great. Okay. So you look around this room and you notice on the desk there's this vial that's sitting there with it's sort of this pinkish color, and looks like it has rose petals inside of it.
As a seasoned adventurer, would I recognise this?
You can take it out and smell it, and it sort of has this saffron smell. It's a very beautiful smell. And the liquid is a little thick. And you know that this is a potion that will give you an extra language of your choosing.
Oh, I don't understand why anybody just speaks common. Does anybody want this?
Well, I mean, if you don't want it, I'll just kind of keep it in my pocket. You never know what might be handy to understand someone else's words.
Okay, then. There you go.
Thank you very much.
As you ascend to the second floor, you feel like you're climbing forever, just continuously climbing. As you go up through this little space that was revealed in the ceiling, it's smaller now. It's not this 15-foot space. It's gone to about a 5-foot circle around you. And you notice that the books continue to build around you. And if you look behind you, they're gone. There's no way to get down. They're forming your stairs as you continue to walk. And you walk and walk for what feels like higher than what a second floor should be. It feels like at least you've been walking for 45 minutes. But when you finally come through another passageway up, you're in what looks like a lab. So there are papers that line the walls with various formulas in different languages. There's drawings of shapes and words and formulas, and there's drawings of creatures that you've probably come across in your time. There's drawings of gelatinous cubes. There's drawings of different kinds of smaller dragons. It looks like someone was studying these monsters. There aren't many bookcases here as there were in the floor below you, but it's still more than like a regular person might have in their possession. And this room is so warm because as you look around in the corner, there is this large fireplace that's burning with a cauldron that bubbles over it and a bright smoking purple liquid that bubbles in it, and you see the purple smoke rising above it. There are a couple of tables that are lined with various vials and bottles and different liquids and scrolls, sort of haphazardly, all tossed around. And it's back to the size of the room you were in below, so about a 15-foot wide circle.
And you said everything around's like in different languages and stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, there are some that you definitely understand because some of them are in Common, some of them are in Elvish, some of them just different languages. But there's some that look dead to the tongue, like that you would like dead languages. But it's mostly just like someone's random thoughts about gelatinous cubes or wyverns or just creatures. It's like they were studying. On the desk seems to be an old, if you look, there's like an old mummified pixie that someone was taking apart, looking at. Someone was studying here. This seems to be like just a lab. But also you do notice like the floor below, there's no staircase.
Could I possibly try and make an Arcana roll?
Of course. Where would you like to make? Are you looking just at the desk with all the things, at some of the drawings? Are you wanting to make a general feel for magic?
Or even recognise, perhaps if there was a spell book, recognise what sort of spell it would be, either like a wizard spell or a cleric spell, or
just give me a general Arcana check. And remember, you all have inspiration for advantage. Call it before you use it. And then I think all of you have at least one reroll.
Okay, thank you. This magic makes my head hurt.
There's magic in this room, but it's because there's a lot of things in here. But you can't parse any specific magic.
Okay, thank you.
How tall is the ceiling?
About 10 feet up, about like the other one was.
Quite a way then.
Certainly is.
You wanted to touch the ceiling?
Well, no, I was just thinking in the last room it was sort of illusionary, wasn't it? So I was thinking if I had a halberd or a long spear, then I would have been poking it to see if I could find where the hole is.
I'm happy to give you a boost if that's what you want to try.
Well, why not? Let's give it a go.
2 and 2 together might actually get us reaching up there, so alley up. And I'll stoop down and kind of like put my hands out to boost up.
Yeah, just give me a general strength check.
I can assist if at all possible.
Yeah, you can. If Nazir's assisting you, then you'll get advantage on it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll say you're probably like cheerleaders, like Nazir's like checking to make sure Daly doesn't fall.
Okay.
Well,
that's yeah.
Don't you love when that happens when you roll the same thing?
I've always wanted to be a cheerleader.
Whoops.
Daly, to make this work, give me a acrobatics check.
Okay, well
we'll say that that's a good average. We'll say that it works. It's very sloppy, and you almost don't think that you're going to be able to get Daly. Daly is heavier than you thought she was going to be, Shayna. She is a strong girl. But Shayna, you get Daly up, and Daly, you touch the ceiling, and it's hard. It's hard stone. You don't feel anything illusionary. You don't feel anything that's there. But up here, give me a Arcana check. The feeling of tense, thick magic is very strong up here in one general area toward the middle of the room.
Oh, in the middle of the room, it kind of gets a bit sticky.
Sticky? Like something got up there and dried, or?
Kind of, like magic got up here and dried.
So we're dealing with our magical exit. Alright, you ready to get down?
Yep, sure.
I'll gently help her back down.
Yeah,
Hell,
as you
I
let
can't
her back
resist.
down.
As Shauna tries to put me down gently, can I flip off?
Yeah, give me an acrobatics roll.
It's a 10. Not my best. It's
You-
not a 3-point
the
landing.
landing is a little sloppy, but you do flip off. You don't. It's not a Olympic style landing, but it's okay. So yeah, you feel this thickness in the middle of the room, and you can sort of see as you look through it, maybe a little glimmer, Daily, now that you've noticed it.
Do you see it? It's sort of like a little sparkly.
Are you going to cast Detect Magic? Oh, you're muted, V.
Can I say, can I do that?
That's why I pulled it up. I wanted to see if that was an option to use.
Oh, yeah, you definitely can.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try that. Let's do some detect magic here then.
Yeah, so you cast Detect Magic, and Shayna, you see this faint aura in the very middle of the room that looks like it's about 8 feet round, this huge glimmering circle that if you stare at it, you can see the glimmer outline of what looks like a staircase. But it's not solid. It's just completely looks like glittery glimmer that twirls up to the ceiling.
Well, now that we've established that it's magic, I know that one of my friends will be able to sort that out. So let's start turning the room over and see if we can find any valuables. I'm going to start raiding the cupboards, throwing everything on the floor, looking for some nice gold.
Whoever wants to loot, give me those investigation rolls. You're all free to do it.
I'm going to be looking more to see if there's like something to activate the staircase.
God damn it.
Oh no! Oh, you can use your re-roll for sure.
Oh. All right, I'm going to look to see if I can find something for the staircase.
So,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Not to loot, but for the staircase itself.
Yeah. Okay, so Daily, you're turning over this desk with all these like vials and papers and things on it. Something sticks out to you that you've never seen before. It's this big bottle, probably about this big, huge bottle with a thin neck and a rounded bottom, and it glows a bright green.
Would you look at that? I'm holding it like
And
a club.
as you inspect it and you shake it, you can make out a green dragon scale on the inside.
That's a bit weird, isn't it?
You probably don't want to shake that around too much, lest you release something you don't intend to right now.
Maybe it's a potion of dragon strength. Pop drink.
If you look at the desk, you can see a little note, Daily, as if the scientist or alchemist or whoever was here was making notes about this potion. This is a potion of draconic form. So mechanically, Scrat, if you take this potion, you will sprout green dragon wings, gain a flying speed of 60 feet for 10 minutes, as well take an action to mimic green dragon breath. I'll put it in Zoom chat for you if you decide to use it.
I've already drunk it.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not much of a reader.
Well, it's a look.
Yeah, so you watch as Daily suddenly, after drinking this potion back, sprouts these green dragon wings. They're not huge dragon wings like would be on a dragon. They're fitting toward her small form. But she has green dragon wings now for 10 minutes.
Well, now I don't have to boost you anymore.
Nazir, you're not finding anything that you recognize.
Okay.
All of these vials and things you're finding, you're not really getting anything that you find. This paper that has these like haphazard jotted down notes that don't really make a lot of sense. But what one of them says is that basically makes out the words that magic will support you. You get the sense that there's not a way to activate these stairs. They've already been activated as long as you're touching them.
I'm just gonna go and start trying to climb that staircase then.
Yeah,
That's the theory.
you climb it, Shayna, and it's holding you. And you, Nazir and Daly, you see Shayna just walking on air. Every now and then you see a little bit of a glimmer, but for the most part, it just looks like they're just climbing up.
Awesome.
Here, join me.
Okay, here goes. Tentatively. Put my
Oh
foot-
yeah, for sure. And Shayna, as you get to the top, you're coming up on where the stone is, and you're thinking like, how am I? There's no door there, but as you reach it, you pass right through, no problem.
All right, now that is rather cool.
So, yes.
I'll like clear off so the others can come up the staircase then.
I'll just bolt straight up.
Daly, you as well. You're muted, friend.
I'm going
This
to.
has been a heavy mute session.
I'm going to do a little barrel roll as I go. Get up the stairs. I do a little
Okay.
that barrel roll.
As you come into the third floor, this is actually a short walk. This floor seems right above the floor you were just on. It didn't take a long walk like before. So you're getting the sense that whatever this tower is heavily filled with magic. It's a very strangely shaped, strangely height, wherever the height is, it's a very strange tower. But you come into a dark room where the other two rooms were lit and had the way that you could see. This room is darker. There are a few torches on the walls, and they cast shadows on the ground around you, and the shadows sort of dance in the motion. You're not sure where this wind is coming from that makes the torches move, but you feel it around you. And though this room is round, in front of you stands 4 pedestals with dishes on top of them. Behind them are 4 tableaus on the wall. Each of them has a dragon adorning one of them. The first one, you see the side of a black dragon that's roaring toward villagers as it attacks them. The next one is the image of a blue dragon with its wings flapping as it flies into the sky above the ground. Then a red dragon stands proud with a hoard of gold underneath it as its presence scares everyone. And then finally there's a white dragon curled up in front of a cave, sleeping peacefully.
And then there are those
There's 4 pedestals, yeah,
with dishes on them.
with dishes on them. Mhm.
And they're just plain dishes. There's nothing.
They're like just gold dishes. There's nothing. I mean, you can go up and investigate them.
Yeah,
think
definitely.
I'd like to go up
I'm
and
gonna check out the
pose.
black dragon.
I'm gonna go and pose amongst the dragons with my wings.
What about you, Nazir?
I'm just gonna take in the spectacle.
Okay, yeah, of course. As you get closer, you, Shayna, definitely, and as Daly runs over to pose, you watch as the pedestals roar to life with fire on each of them, but each of them glowing different colors. One of them is green, one of them is blue, one of them is red, one of them is white. And you're not really, I mean, they're just glowing. The images are standing, the images are still, and you can tell with an 8. Oh, I gotta figure out. You know, Shayna, that something has to be done here to go further. There's not a door.
Okay. And all like the colors are respective to the pillars that are in front of them, right?
They're not. You're
They're
not
not.
sure. Yeah.
Ah. I think we have a puzzle on our hands.
Right. I'm going to walk over to the middle, and I'm not 100%
So it was black, blue, red, white.
I shall walk over to the blue flame
Okay.
and with my great axe just poke the flame.
Okay. As you do, you watch as in this flame, lightning begins to roar. It's a small flame, but you see inside of it lightning. And it begins to roar a little bit brighter.
I quickly take my axe back.
Paint me like your black dragons.
Oh my god.
Do you have a sketchbook?
No.
Well, then that's gonna have to wait, isn't it? What about feeding the fires? Ever hear that expression? Maybe we need to feed the fires somehow.
Nazir, give me an investigation check. Oh my. How many
Is that
ones?
3 on the trot?
I don't think it likes him today.
Do you want to re-roll?
Yes, please. If that's
Yeah, use your re-roll. Bless your heart. Okay, yeah, that's good.
There you go.
When you were putting your axe in the fire, you noticed that there was a path that you could feasibly push these pillars, these pedestals, that seems to go end in front of these tableaus.
Is it like sort of scuff marks on the floor or something?
Yes, and then it looks like there's like an indentation in the floor that you could push these pedestals.
I relay that information back to the group then, and start to push the blue pedestal. Which way do they go? Do they go towards or left or right?
They go towards. There's a little bit of an area where you could switch their order because the pedestals aren't in the same order as the dragons are. The pedestals go in the opposite order.
So maybe we need to match with color to color.
That sounds good to me.
Well, pick one and let's get going. Black, blue, red, or white?
I'll go blue, please.
Okay.
I'll just-
And where are you moving the blue one to?
To the blue dragon.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
Does the other pedestal
Or-
in front of the blue dragon have to be moved?
Yes, they're in the opposite order.
So I'll move what's in front of the blue dragon while he's moving
Okay.
the blue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's literally a 5 DC, so you made it. You could only fail if you rolled a 1. It's just how long it takes. It takes a long time to get this. It's like it hasn't been moved in a very long time. But you do manage to get the blue one moved in front of the blue dragon. And as it sort of locks into place, you watch as this blue dragon, the tableau begins to move. You see its wings actually flapping in the sky. You see lightning around it in this tableau as it's this fearsome image.
Now that is a sight to see.
Scary to me.
Well, scary, cool. Guess it depends on who's looking at it. Want to try the others?
No.
So
Okay.
which one am I moving at this point color-wise?
It could be you moved the let me see. If you moved the blue one to the blue one, you moved the one in front of the blue, you would have moved the black one.
So then I'll go over towards the black dragon.
Okay.
The pillar I have.
Whoever's moving it, give me a strength check.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. You get this thing and it moves a lot easier than the other one did. And as it goes in front of the black dragon and locks into place, the tableau begins to move again, roaring this green acid breath out on these villagers as they run in front of it from fear.
I'll try moving the red one because I like the look of the gold.
Okay. You move the red one, give me a strength. Yep, that's perfect. it goes into its spot, clicks with a finality, and you watch as this red dragon stands proud on this gold underneath it as its claws dig into it and its wings flap behind it. It has a proud look on its face as it stands there. And last but not least is the white one who's doing it.
Attempt.
Okay. You move the white one to its place and it locks in, and you see the slow, peaceful rise and fall of this dragon as it's sleeping in front of a cave and snow falls around it. When it's right, you know, you see all these dragons moving at the same time, and it's a beautiful sight. It's a very beautiful piece of art. But then you see them begin to shake. These 4 tableaus, they shake, they begin to move and crumble, and they begin to shatter with a loud noise in front of you, and they fall to the ground. And you see the stone settle. You know, dust rises up from it. But all of you give me an investigation check. No, perception. I'm sorry, perception. Eric is on a roll today. These rolls. So you can't really tell what it is, but you begin to see the stone move. It begins to crumble and begins to form. And you watch as it begins to form in the shape of something familiar. Some things that you have heard of before. You watch as the body rises out of the smoke and stretches, and wings begin to form out of this stone. And the body begins to fly up to the height of this 10-foot ceiling. And you see in front of you a stone wyvern. And you need to roll initiative.
Yay! Daly is up for a fight.
She is.
She is ready.
Raring to go. Yeah, no, that's something you don't see every day now, is it?
Oh, look. They're last, aren't you? You guys did good.
Woohoo!
Okay, Daly, you're first. You see this wyvern, this made of stone. I mean, you've seen wyverns before. You've heard of them. But you've never seen one that's made of stone. So you are not really sure what to do. What are you doing?
Well, there's only one thing to do, really. Run forward and stab it. So I'm going to run forward with my sword. I'm going to give it a little stab.
Okay.
Boom.
Good job. Yeah. You run forward and give it a good old stab. What does that look like? Are you jumping up to hit it? Because it's flying up. Because it rolled so low, I'm gonna say it didn't make its full 10 feet, but it is slowly rising.
Well, of course I'm going to do it. I'm going to fly up to it. I'm going to fly straight into it with my sword, out straight, like a Valkyrie of days of old.
Nice. If that's all you got, Nazir's next.
Shall do the same thing and try and hit it with my greatsword.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that hits. And then just click on where it says greatsword and it'll roll damage for you underneath in the chat box.
There you go.
Nice. That's really good. Yeah, so what's that look like? As you run forward with your greatsword, are you just sort of slashing up at it as it rises into the air? Yeah, you guys see as Nazir just slams his sword up into it, and it's sword hitting stone, so it's a loud scratching, creaking noise, but you can tell it's doing some damage. There are little bits of stone crashing away. Shayna, it's your turn.
All right, well, seeing the Kraken, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my quarterstaff, and with both hands, I'm going to try and target one of those cracks and see if we found ourselves a nice weak point.
Nice. Yeah, that
There you
definitely hits. You sort of get your quarterstaff stuck up in it for a minute. It's hard to pull it back, but you are seeing that this spot in its sort of like underbelly is getting a little weak and it looks like it's beginning to crack. And now it's going to take its turn toward Daly, because you're the one that attacked it first.
Hello, yes, me.
Yeah, it's going to make 2 attacks. It's going to try to bite you. A 14.
Get off.
Okay, and then it's going to try to claw you. 18.
The 18 just hits. Ah, you cheeky bugger.
17 points of slashing. It comes down and it misses the bite as it's trying to get you off of it, but it does manage to slice at you with its long, sharp claws. And then it's going to continue trying to fly up a little bit higher. It doesn't have that much room to move, but it is going to give me a Daly, since you're the one there, give me a strength saving throw. We're going to see if you can hold. Yeah, she's going to get away from you. She's going to start. The wyvern's going to start flying away from you. Yeah, you reroll. Yeah, for sure. It's a 15 that you need to beat.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say you have your advantage, which you have to call it before. But yeah, she does manage to shake you off with that claw, and she's not going that far. She doesn't have that much movement, but the wyvern is going to just begin to fly away, trying to get a space away from all of you. But it's back up to you, Daly.
I'm going to use my flying speed to keep up, and this time I'm not going to bother hitting her. I'm just going to... I feel this acid in my belly, so I'm just going to... Blah! All over her.
Yeah, what is she, a con save?
Yeah. Con save DC 14 or half damage.
15, so half damage.
And this would be poison damage.
So...
A lot of ones in there.
36 divided by 2. 18 points of damage.
15.
Nice. Yeah, both Shayna and Nazir, you watch as Daly has used these wings to fly up level with this wyvern, and all of a sudden it's sort of like a big belch, and just this acid just comes out of Daly and hits this wyvern, and the wyvern does not see it coming. It is completely out of nowhere. It just shakes its head, but you can tell it's hurt. Even the stone, you see as it sort of begins to burn a little bit and sizzle and crack. And Nazir, it's your turn.
How far is it?
It is probably 10 feet up. It's probably about 10 feet up and about 10 feet away.
Okay, I shall...
I will tell you as a DM, I don't really care that much about... you can be wherever you want, I don't care. I'm the most... If anyone plays with me in chat, I'm the most low-key DM you'll ever play with. I don't care. Unless it's like totally out of the realm of possibilities, I don't care.
I'm gonna run, take a jump, and in mid-flight, try and swish it.
Yeah, do it.
So, what? Just a normal attack roll? Or...
Yeah, just a normal attack roll. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that definitely hits. Oh yeah, that's some good damage. You watch as Nazir takes a run and just jumps in the air, slamming his sword into the underbelly of this wyvern. And you watch as it's not little stones anymore, it's good sized rocks that begin to fall from this wyvern. Up next is Shayna.
Well, I'm going to walk on over and use my quarterstaff again, and we're playing baseball at this point. I'm just going to swing it at that sucker.
Yeah, give me a hit.
Two-handed. Oh, no.
Oh, that
Let me reroll.
Okay, yeah, do it.
There we go.
Oh, yes.
Well, now let's see what this does.
10 points of damage. Nice. You all watch as Shayna is sort of using this wyvern as a piñata, and instead of getting candy out of it, they're getting bits and pieces of stone falling out everywhere around it. Y'all in chat, stop complimenting me. It makes me feel weird. I don't like it.
See, I'm not the only one who ostrich.
I hate it. It's the wyvern's turn, and I think it's going to turn toward Nazir, who is just like giving it a big slash in its belly. and it is going to use its multi-attack. It's going to try to bite at you. 19
That hits.
for 11 piercing damage, and then it's going to make a stinger attack. So 17, and then you have to make a Constitution saving throw.
17 hits, saving throw.
Ooh, okay, you're going to take 24 points of poison damage.
24 and an 11.
So do you fall?
No, I'm on 1 hit point.
You're on 1 hit point. Okay, you're using your half orc thing. Okay.
Oh boy.
No, 24, 11. I've got 36 hit points, so
Exactly 1 HP.
Exactly what?
Exactly
Oh,
one.
goodness.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that is its turn. It's back up to Daily.
Oi, you! Leave my bloody friend alone! I'm gonna hit it with my sword.
Yeah, hit it. That hits.
It would just be 10 points of damage. But I'm going to use my action surge so I can hit it again.
Yes, do it.
And this time I'm going to use my inspiration as well so I get advantage.
Yes.
18.
Okay, that hits.
That'll be 7 points of damage.
You watch as this thing has just attacked Nazir horribly, and Nazir's not looking good. You watch as this anger goes through Daily, and she makes one hit with her long sword on this wyvern, and the stones begin to fall, and then you see as she hits again and slashes through it, and it slashes a bit of the stone in the wing, and you can tell it's sort of it's not doing well flying. You can tell it's sort of going down a little bit. It's very hurt. Nazir, it is your turn.
She'll call it some nasty name. And slash at it again with my greatsword, I think.
Yeah, do it. That hits.
Die, please. No. Here we go.
Oh, you slash at this with this great sword with the anger that this wyvern has just given you. It falls to the ground. It's still breathing, but it is barely moving. Barely. So it looks very hurt. You've probably got one more hit left on it. Speaking of Shayna, it's your turn.
All right. Well, seeing that this is now on the ground, I gotta get advantage on this because it's prone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna raise my quarterstaff over my head and kabam.
You just hit with advantage.
Oh, thank God. Okay, let's see. We got roll 20.
Can I donate a reroll to that damage roll, please? That's pathetic.
That's exactly what you needed to kill it.
Seriously?
Okay.
Yeah, so,
I'll keep my
describe-
reroll. I'll keep my reroll.
Yeah, describe what you do as you slam your quarterstaff into it.
I'm probably just gonna be rolling my eyes and, oh, for heaven's sakes, just die already, and it just swing it from my back over my head and down and kerplunk, and it's just gonna disintegrate into a bunch of little rubble pieces.
Nice.
I see that classic cartoon thing, you know, when someone doesn't hit something very hard, but it suddenly just is covered in
Yeah.
cobweb cracks.
Shatter. And
I like that.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, you watch as it crumbles into stone. You see that the stone that was in front of the tableau, it has cleared up enough that there is a little bit of a space that you could probably crawl through.
Well, before we get going, I'm going to look over to Nazir and basically say, take heart. I'm going to do healing word to help him out. Which, scrolling.
I'm going to do my most ladylike deep sniff and use my second wind.
Okay.
Okay, so Got
You heal up 8 points, Nazir.
Thank you for that.
Oh my god!
I'm using a reroll.
Okay.
Aren't you glad you saved it?
I am now, yes.
Oh my goodness. What are these?
Stop it!
There, you got no.
What
Yeah?
are the chances? Okay.
On roll 20?
Well, that's
Eric?
5 because you add to your level, but still.
Oh my
That's
god.
just, like, come on.
Rude.
Yeah.
Rude.
I love when this happens. I mean, I hate it, but I love it. It's so good.
I hate it, thanks.
It is good. I don't like it. I don't like it.
You see this little space that looks big enough that you could feasibly crawl through.
Well, should we keep going and check things out further?
Why don't we take a short rest? You know, I've got some victuals in my pack, I think. We could have a quick cup of tea.
We can take a breather if you feel you need a breather.
Well, we have just had a battle, and you know, my armor could use a little bit of a polish.
Oh, that's right, that thing you do. Well,
Have a sweet as well.
then let's just take a little rest there, and we'll take a breather and relax.
Okay.
Yeah, you can take a short rest, roll your reroll hit dice. If you're cleaning your armor daily, you'll get your inspiration back. If you do anything that sits to one of your facts, you'll get your inspiration back if you've used it.
Lovely.
But yeah, if you want to roll hit dice or anything, I don't think druids get any spells back. Paladins don't. Yeah, so you can take a quick rest.
While they're resting, can I just kind of look around the room a little more and see if there's anything else? Like, it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole room that's got the opening, or just the one?
It's just that one opening that looks like it's in the stone of the stone where the tableaus were.
Oh, okay. So the others are still kind of
Yeah.
just okay.
Mhm. And this one doesn't feel enchanted like the other two you were. This one feels like sort of natural.
Okay.
Dice are taking no prisoners today.
Could I also do like a perception check or something to see if I hear anything coming from
You definitely can. Yeah.
the other side? Which would you prefer?
Perception, because you're just listening. Do perception.
All right, let's do that. I'm good at that. Sometimes.
It's good enough. You don't hear anything out of the ordinary. You just hear silence. But what you do get a sense of, Shayna, is that it's not going up. Wherever this is leading to, it's definitely horizontal and not vertical. And which is strange because seems to be the shape of a tower, you know. You're not sure what this is.
Well, we seem to have a moving along as opposed to moving up coming ahead of us. This place just keeps getting more and more interesting as we keep going. How are the two of you feeling? Ready to get moving?
Yeah, I'll just hand you a. Sorry, I say sweet, but you say candies. So...
Don't worry, I know what you're talking about. I used to live in London.
I'll hand each of you a candy to eat. And yeah, everybody ready?
I'm good if you're good.
Awesome.
Okay, I shall climb through, or attempt to climb through the hole.
You climb through this hole. All of you, who's going first? Nazir's going first. Shayna and Daly, you following behind?
Yes, indeed I am.
Oh, I have a feeling Daly's probably like running past me and just like scooting right in front of me.
It's
you're
no
on all-
bother.
You're on all fours, sort of that military climb through here. You enter a room that is way bigger than it was before. It's about 40 feet wide, and it's still circular, but it's huge. And it's strange because you've come into this room straight horizontally. You didn't go up anymore. There's a ledge that goes around the room that's about 5 feet wide. And in the middle, there is this 7-foot wide circular ledge that has a pillar on it. And it doesn't appear that the pillar is affixed to the ledge. It's just standing on it. But as you look around the middle platform, below this ledge is this pool of what you would only see as lava. It's hot in here, burning hot. You're beginning to sweat the longer you stay in here, but you're not sure how deep this pool is. So you're not exactly sure how to get to this door that you see in the middle of this pillar. It's just sitting there, a door.
So it's kind of like a moat of lava.
Uh-huh.
I want to make sure I have the right mental picture here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And in the middle of this pillar just sits a door. You see all sides of it. It's just a stone door. But that's the only other way in here.
And there's nothing on the walls around us.
Not that you can see, no. There's a 5-foot wedge or 5-foot ledge along this wall, along this room. You could feasibly walk along it very carefully so you don't fall off. But it's still a long, you're not sure how you need to get to the middle of it.
And the door's on top of the pillar, or the pillar's...
It's on top of this pillar in the middle, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to stand up and just edge around the edge of the room. My back to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then perhaps see if I can see anything on the ledge that might trigger something to come across.
Yeah, give me a perception check. Perception.
That's okay.
Yeah, you don't
It
see
doesn't matter.
anything.
Did a little tap dance.
Yeah, you did a little jazz hands while you looked for it.
Well, he's going in one direction. Can I check the other?
Yes, and you can give me a perception check as well.
Yep. Let me just flip over to the right.
I'd like to take one of the unlit torches from my pack and just toss it into the middle of the room.
You're gonna toss it into the lava.
Ah, yes. But there's no, hidden anything there. It just falls into the lava.
You can try. If you roll for it, I'll let you try to make it onto the middle of the pillar. It'd be acrobatics.
No, I'm more trying to see if there's, this is a magic place. There's magic things. I'm trying to see if there's a magic bridge.
You don't touch anything that glimmers or reveals anything, no.
Ah, okay. It just falls into the lava.
Shayna, as you go across to the other side, you're looking, and you can tell that there's a weak spot in this pillar. Somehow, if you can make this pillar move, it's long enough that you can tell it will fall toward the ledge, and you can get to that door.
Oh, that's interesting then. Hey, either of you got a crossbow or bow of any type?
I've got a hatchet.
Well, I mean, can you throw it?
Well, I can.
Well, there's like this nice little weak spot on this pillar across the way. I bet you knock that sucker into the right spot, and it's gonna help us in our trying to get across this little bit of lava.
Well, I mean, I suppose I can, but it's my only one. It's no bother. It's no bother. I'll take the hatchet and throw it at this thing that Shane is pointing out.
Yeah, give me an attack with advantage because Shayna's pointed it out.
22.
Oh, yeah. You watch as Daly carefully, and you're on the other side, Nazir. You watch as just Daly throws this hatchet, and it makes this loud ping as it hits this pedestal. And then you hear stone begin to crack. And it falls forward. It falls your direction, Nazir. You watch as this pillar begins to fall. And right as it hits you, it stops. And there is a door right in front of you. It stands there. And the other one's on the other side. You can see the other end of the door. You can see the back of it. But Nazir, you're staring right at this stone door.
I look around to see what the other two are doing.
They're on the other side of this ledge. They're not that far away, but they are on the other side, opposite of you.
I'm lamenting my hatchet.
I shall try and open this said door then.
It's not locked. And when you open it, you see through to the other side. You see the other two. They see you.
I shall give them a wave.
That was too good.
Do you walk through, Nazir?
Yes, I do.
As you walk through, the other two on the other side, you see Nazir disappear.
Well, now that's I'd like to say that was surprising, but considering where we are, that's interesting instead. So we can walk through on the other side of the pillar, correct?
No, it has fallen. You have to go back around
Oh,
the
so-
ledge and go through. Yeah, but you can definitely
So,
get to the door.
yeah.
It's no problem.
Okay, so I'll do
Yeah.
that. I'll go.
Yeah,
To
so
the
the
other
other
side.
two you go through, and just like Nazir, you disappear through this door. And Nazir, you're there first, only for a couple of minutes. It takes them, to get back around. But you have appeared into this room with it's a very narrow, like small 10-inch width. And you have got the impression, definitely, this tower, there's no sense to this tower, how it's built. This is clearly a wizard's tower. In the middle of the room, there are 6 3-inch tall stone pedestals with unlit braziers on top. And they're standing in 2 rows with 3 on each side, left and right. And at the far end, there's this very beautiful iron door with an engraving that depicts a battle scene with a woman holding a pitcher of some sort above what appears to be a 5-headed serpent with rays of light streaming from above. But roll a perception check for me.
Is that all of us?
Yeah, you're in here by now, but I'm letting Nazir see this first.
Mhm.
You can notice on this door what appears to be claw marks that have scratched and torn at it from a very strong creature. And around the wall, there seems to be markings that read, "To go forward, you must return. To glow brightly, the sky must burn." And the other two, you've gotten here by now. You've popped into existence through this door.
You took your time.
Well, we had to get to the other side.
Very true. I point out the what I've just perceived. The
He
scratching.
points out you see the scrapes when Nazir points them out.
And do we pick up on the riddle as well?
Oh yeah, you can definitely see that. Yeah, that is clearly written around it.
And what was it again?
To go forward, you must return. To glow brightly, the sky must burn.
Is it ceiling? What's the ceiling of this place look like?
Are you wanting height or what it looks like?
Just the appearance.
It's about this is a 10 by 10 room, so it's about 10 feet up, and it's just stone. It's like the rest of them, and there's nothing special about this one. The only thing that's really weird in this room is the iron door, and then the 6 circular pedestals with the unlit braziers.
Ah. So
What if we need to light the room and make the ceiling glow?
Oh, it says we have to return. Maybe if we go back to the last room and then walk along
And
the
get some
ceiling.
lava?
Well, if
Or
we're
get some
walking on the
lava.
ceiling, then the floor would be the sky. You see where I'm going there?
You want me to hold you upside down so you can walk on the ceiling?
I don't know. You're the magic user.
Might be better if we get the braziers glowing.
by the brazier idea for
Seems wise.
All right, so
I
I'm going to
suppose.
try and pick up one of the braziers, right?
Okay, you gonna light it, or what are you gonna do with it?
Oh, you could light it. There's something in
Yeah.
them?
They're unlit. Yeah, they're unlit braziers.
Oh, okay.
They look like they're ready to be lit. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to try lighting one.
Okay. As you light one, you watch as this pillar of light extends from the brazier up to the ceiling. And you watch as one of the Hydra heads on the door begins to move. Sort of not like the tableaus were in sort of a magical way. This seems more like a mechanical way. It's moving like as a gear behind it moves. Yeah.
You ever feel like someone's watching you? I'll go and I'll try like the other one. And as I'm like going to be going 1 little brazier, 2 little braziers.
As you light them, the same thing happens. These pillars of light form up to the ceiling and the Hydra heads begin to move. And the last one that you light, the woman, you see the scene you see is her taking a sword and slicing off one of the heads. And you hear a loud mechanism click that seems to be coming from the door.
Why does it feel like somebody's watching me? Sorry, I do like to sing every now and again.
Fine by me. Well, should we try the door?
End game if you are.
Who wants to play knock knock? Who's there?
I knock you run.
You can knock. There's no answer. I mean, you can tell that there's a knob to enter the door.
I'll like come up behind and like turn the knob. That's more what I meant.
You open the knob. You open the door, and you go. You can see in front of you a very small plain room with a couple of torches lit. What you see, though, you do see another door, but you see it is chained around a staircase that looks like it's going up. And this room is very plain. There's a small desk in the corner. There's also a bottle of ink. It looks like someone has been here before.
Okay.
But from the ceiling to there's lights. There's lights that are lit on the walls. There's aged parchment on top, and there's like a fox fur coat that lines the chair. Like looks like someone's been here. Was recently using this room. And what now?
Is there any writing where they?
There's no writing.
Okay.
There are ink stains as if they were writing form like before, but they'd taken what they had written. And there is the door is a very plain looking wooden door. Nothing strange about it, but it is chained to this looks like, I mean, you can see this gate around this staircase, and the door is chained to it.
Gate locked.
It is locked.
Could I try and lift it off its hinges or something?
Let me think of what would make sense for this. Give me Just give me an investigation check for the lock.
Ooh.
You look on this lock and this chain, there's a key hanging on it.
They're one of those.
Oh, why didn't I see that before?
Sometimes
Okay.
you just have to look.
Are you unlocking the door? Or the
Yes.
chain, I mean?
Yes.
You unlock the chain and it falls away and it just leaves this door there.
Try the door.
As you open the door, it swings open, but all of a sudden, a silver gauntlet swipes out and pulls the door closed and slams it shut.
Oh.
Well, that was a little strange, wasn't it? Not very friendly.
Maybe we should knock this time.
I do my best knock.
You hear a knock back.
That reminds me, I need a haircut.
Dun dun. Huh. Hello?
Daily. Give me an investigation check.
I do so with some trepidation.
Oh.
An 18.
As you're looking around, you're seeing how this door has been slammed shut. You look at the desk and there is a book sitting there that's opened on a page with the name Sir Grimlock. And you see a picture of a man in heavy armor, plate armor, the armor is very familiar to this gauntlet that you saw slam the door. And as you look at it, are you going to read what it says?
I'm not much of a reader, but I'll give it my best go.
As you read it, you see that it says that Sir Grimlock was a paladin of etiquette. He was a very, very rich, fine man who wanted everyone to be polite.
Well, it seems that he's a polite paladin. What eats kit? Has anyone got any kit that we can feed him?
I ask him to open a door, please.
Do you say that, Nazia?
Yes.
As you ask politely to open the door opens on its own to the staircase, and the gauntlet extends an invitation for you to ascend the staircase.
Sorry, I haven't got any kit for you to eat.
Thank you, good sir. And carry on walking up.
You continue to walk, and this staircase seems to extend longer than any of the other ones have. And as you walk, it goes straight, it begins to curve, it begins to spiral, it goes in so many different shapes. There are torches that line the walls that make shapes and shadows of creatures that you know these torches shouldn't make creatures shadows of. And as you continue to walk, you get this feeling of uneasiness because you can sort of tell you're coming to the end. You're not sure when or what's going to be there, but you get closer and closer, and it's like this heavy breathing is all around you. There are portraits that line the wall that look scraped with claw marks. As you come across the stone that's in this corridor, it's scraped as well. But finally, you come up to this landing after the long walk that you're not even sure how long it took. And you come to a stone door. No lock, just with a simple handle. And before we go forward, I hate this. I have to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back before we start this. I'm so sorry.
No,
No, it's
you are
totally
just
okay.
absolutely fine. You take it. Well, regardless, though, what do we think our approach should be? Now, one we had to ask politely. The other one we just had to knock over a pillar. We had a magical bookcase. What do you think the
Listen
purpose
to-
of this tower is? Is it some sort of test?
Well, it's certainly a nice big puzzle piece all of its own.
I was just hoping for some nice shiny bits of gold, you know.
Well, they might be on the other side of the door.
Good, it could be, yes.
You know, with all this trouble, there's got to be something worth something, one would think.
I do hope there's some silver jewellery. It's always gold jewellery, and it doesn't go with my armour at all.
Yeah, silver suits you far better, too.
Thank
You're
you.
more of that cooler tone, not so much the warmer tones. That goes better with the gold, that's for sure. What do you think, Nazir?
Just think. Actually, I think I'm gonna cast lay on hands on myself. Actually, how's everybody looking health-wise?
Well, I'm right as rain. You two are the ones who took a little bit more of a 1-2 back there.
Oh, you know, I've been better, but I've been worse. I'll be alright.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, so yeah, you see a just plain stone door.
We're gonna wait for Nazir to do his lay of hands on himself. Get him more in
I'll-
fit as a fiddle mode.
I'll 5. If that's quite all right.
Sorry, everything became unplugged suddenly.
Yeah,
Everything's falling apart. Are you opening the door?
I reckon we might just...
Who's going first?
I tell you what, Nazir, you lay on your hands there. I'll go and open the door for you. It's no bother.
Thank you.
I'll go over and I'll just...
You open the door and you enter a large room. And it's a room that is much larger than the beginning areas you were in, but isn't anywhere as large as the other ones. It's sort of smack dab in the middle. In the middle, there's a large desk where an older woman sits. She looks at least in her 50s. She's tall and thin, and she has dark gray hair that's pulled back into a loose bun at the nape of her neck. She's got tendrils that fall around her face. She's very elegant looking. Her eyes glow green in this dim light of a fireplace that's behind her. She's in this dark purple dress of very fine silk with a high neckline, and it frames this gold medallion on the necklace that falls at her chest. She leans forward and she steeples her hands in front of her and stares at you each as you walk into the room.
Oh!
I've been waiting for you patiently ever since I felt your presence in the wormwood. Why are you here?
Oh, well, because, you know, back in cities, they don't do much in the way of silver jewellery, so I'm always out looking for jewellery that matches my armour.
You're here looking for jewelry.
Well, we were just discussing outside, actually, what this tower could all be about, you know.
It also had its own magnetic qualities to it. It was almost like we couldn't resist it.
It does have wonderful qualities. Were you sent here to slay the beast?
Oh, it could be.
Yeah,
Have you slayed anything?
Well, we just took care of a wyvern back there for you. If that was a nuisance, if it was a guard dog of sorts, my apologies.
No. He's sort of a protector. But if you defeated him, it proves that you can do some sort of good.
Now, when you say beast, are we talking bite size, man size?
Me size? You see, the people in town want me gone. I seem to cause more problems this time of the year when the full moon rises. It's really, really hard to stay in control, even with magic.
Oh, it's no bother. Why don't we just have a nice cup of tea together and talk about it?
You see, tea doesn't exactly help. And I understand why they want me gone, but I, of course, value my life. And you watch as she stands up, her hands solid on the table. You see as she sort of begins to change. This look in her eyes is angry. You watch as her arms begin to extend, long claws begin to come out of her fingers. Her face begins to stretch and pull as fur begins to appear. And she looks at all of you and goes, I'm sure you're great people, but being sent to take care of a problem when I'm the problem, I should probably defend myself. And you watch as she begins to change into this hybrid between a wolf and a human. She stands bipedal on two long extended legs. You see as her body, the dress rips and tears, the necklace pops off of her as fur begins to sprout, and she stands there, and we're going to roll initiative.
That's a real
Oh,
shame.
boy.
That looked like a designer dress, don't you think?
It probably was.
That's an absolute shame. Oh, jeez.
Did you roll, Chris? Did I miss it? Okay, yeah, I got you.
11.
Great. Okay, so she is going to jump forward toward Daly because you were walked in first, and it's going to make a multi-attack. An 11. Does that hit? Daly? No? Okay. And it's going to try to claw you.
Oh, not the claws again. Oh, bloody hell.
19 does hit. 8 points of slashing damage.
Oh, jeez.
But it is your turn, Daly, as she jumps towards you and slashes at you.
It's a bonus act. Can I sort of look at the thing and heal myself up? Hey, that's more like it. 14. There we go. No, wait. 12. Level 3, not level 5. Right, okay.
Nazir, you're on deck after Daly.
I'm going to rush forward. Now, hang on a minute. I don't have a silvered weapon. But I do have a firebolt. Let's try doing a firebolt. Hey, you! Oh, woof! Oh, for the love of everything.
Yeah, that misses.
Just a little bit.
It's like she's so close to you that the fire, it singes a little bit of her fur, but it doesn't manage to actually hurt her like you thought it would. And I will tell you that because this is level 3 and this is meta and I'm that kind of DM, you can hit her with unsilvered weapons. It's fine.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yes, I will let you. I sorry, that was my bad not telling you in the beginning. But yeah, you can. Because of the low level and only 3 players. Nazir, it's your
Much
turn.
appreciated. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm not trying to kill you, believe it or not. But Nazir, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to do my channel divinity sacred weapon.
Okay.
As an action, for 1 minute, you add your charisma modifier to attack rolls made with the weapon of your choice.
Nice.
The weapon also emits bright light in a 10-foot, 20-foot radius and dim light 20. It becomes magical as well.
Okay, cool.
So that should do that. So I say a few words to sound through it and charge at the beast. If I can. Having a swing.
That does not hit. Or is that with your charisma modifier?
No, I don't think it is.
Okay, so what's your modifier?
1.
Okay, so yeah, that still wouldn't hit. You I think you're distracted by the firebolt that doesn't hit. Like, I think you're trying to avoid it as you're slashing, so you're not able to get a purchase on the werewolf. Shayna, it's your turn.
Well, I think I'm gonna cast Moonbeam.
Yes, cast
Directly
that's a good
upon it.
spell. Yes.
So let's go ahead with that.
Do they have to roll for it?
Yeah.
What is it?
Constitution, I believe. Hold on, let me get back to the. Of course, I just toggled out of it.
Yeah, it always happens that way.
Yep. Hold on. Not there.
I think it's Constitution or Dex. One of
I want to
those.
say it's Constitution against a 14. For the shapeshifter. Yeah, it's Constitution saving throw.
Awesome.
Or it'll take half damage if it succeeds of 2d10.
16.
Okay, so it
So
does
half
make
of
it.
9. Okay.
And then she's a shapeshifter, correct?
Yes, she is.
That's made with disadvantage.
Oh, so a 6. She does not make it. Cool.
Okay, so then she takes the full 9 and can't assume a different form until it leaves the spell's light.
Cool. Okay.
You know, that might not be the best thing, as we've stuck it in the big bad wolf form.
It's its turn, and it is going to slash out at the person who tried to set it on fire. It's going to claw at you. 6 does not hit. 6 does not hit. So yeah, I think it's still distracted by this fire. It's trying to claw at you. Nazir is swiping at it with its sword, even though he's not hitting. It's a lot's happening in this small space. This Moonbeam has hit it, and so it's a lot happening. It's a little distracted as it's trying to claw at you. It's your turn, Daly.
On my turn, this time I'm just going to rush up to the bloody thing, and I'm going to beat it about the head with my sword.
Do it.
Have that. Oh, you bastard. Right.
That hits.
That's a 10.
Nice.
I'm going to use my action surge, and I'm going to beat it again.
Okay.
Oh, that's not.
Does
so
not
good.
hit.
That's not so good. That's a waste of an action surge right there.
But you do get one good hit, one good slash at it across its face, and it. I love when my phone rings during stream. So fun. It roars out in pain, and you see as it sort of shakes its muzzle, and reaches up to wipe some of the blood across its maw. Its matted fur. Nazir, it's your turn.
Katie, just really quick in the chat, Potato put in that for shapeshifters, they have something different information-wise, that they actually revert back to their original form.
Until they leave back to the spell's light, but its original form, so it depends on what its original form was. Whether it was originally a human, or originally a wolf, or
Yeah. Chicken or egg situation.
You are muted, Katie, possibly because of your phone.
Sorry, since it's your guys' turns, we will I'll deal with that when it comes back to her.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. It's not gonna affect you. It's not gonna affect you when it's your guys' turn. So
No problem.
Nazir, it's your turn.
Swished it again with my greatsword.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
For smite.
Yes, please.
Yeah, you can.
So it's
I like it.
top of that.
And you get to roll your greatsword damage as well, right?
Yeah, roll your greatsword damage too.
Yeah.
I just click on the greatsword word again.
Yeah, if you click where it says great sword underneath the 20.
Get rid of that. Just trying to
Oh, trust me, I get it. I get completely.
Mm-hmm.
I've just gone from 4 screens back to 3, and I missed the 4th so much.
Oh no, just hit where it says great
sorry,
sword.
sorry.
Yeah, on the chat section.
There
Yeah.
we go.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll take. Yeah, that's really good. So,
Crikey.
Fine.
so what does your smite look like when you hit her with your great sword?
Just, I'll say a big fist comes down on the top of his head. A big bolt.
Yeah. That's amazing. This huge, as Nazir strikes with his sword and says this prayer to smite this wolf, this huge fist comes out of this beautiful radiant light and just smacks this wolf across its chin. And it's like a slow motion boxing movie, you know, it goes slow, but it's a very serious hit. What about you, Shayna?
Well, I'm gonna make sure my moonbeam is staying exactly where it is. She didn't move, did she?
Yeah, she hasn't moved.
All right, so then I don't need to move it. So I will whack her with my quarterstaff, because why not? And I think it's going to take more damage then too. It's going to have to roll again.
Yes, probably.
Okay, so first we'll do quarterstaff, which I'm assuming that does nothing unless they're prone, right?
She's not prone.
She's not prone. Okay,
She's not prone, so that doesn't hit.
doesn't
But
hit.
she still has to make the save for
Save.
and it's at disadvantage because right now she hasn't. I'm gonna make her shift on her turn, so it's in your favor.
Okay, so
So
then
yeah, you can roll the damage for that.
Okay, cool. So let me ogle. Yink. And we're gonna do Moonbeam again, because that was just pretty darn cool.
Give me just a minute. I just realized I forgot to add something in character sheet
No problem. So
because I am a professional DM.
It's also one of those things that's like, you know it, but then when you have to plug it into a different program, you're like, ah!
Exactly. And I knew that I was going to have this in here, but I totally forgot to add it.
Don't even worry about
Okay,
it.
yeah, 12 radiant damage. That's perfect. Plus yeah, okay. You watch as this moonbeam surges to life, brighter than it did the first time. And you see as she looks up and she screams out this loud roar, and you watch as her body forms back into its human shape. Tattered dress on her, her hair's loose. The scratches from the sword, the slashes from the swords, and where her body had changed, she's bloody, and her skin is covered in blood and viscera, and she just doesn't look good. And on her turn, she looks at all of you and she just begins this deep laugh, and she yells out something in Abyssal. Do any of you speak Abyssal? I don't think any of you do.
Nope.
You watch as the fire behind her roars to life, and these creatures begin to crawl from the fire that was behind her, from the fire pit, and they're going to join the initiative.
Oh, bloody hell.
Now it's a party.
And here's me without my action surge.
I have to remember what initiative you guys were in. Hold on just a second. I'm a good DM.
You truly are.
So that's gonna go there. Okay. They're all gonna go right after Naza before Shayna.
Great.
Yeah, and she is going to swipe out. She's only going to take one action and swipe out at you, Nazir. And because she's human now, you watch she has a dagger. She pulls a dagger from the tatters of her waist. Is it not going to do it? No, hold on. It's It says it's... I'll just have to roll it myself.
Okay.
Oh, wait, there it goes. Yeah. 21.
Unfortunately, that hits.
Okay. I don't know why it's not rolling damage, but I can roll it. It's only 4 points of damage, of slashing damage.
Okay.
Piercing. I'm sorry, piercing. Yeah, she like goes out and just sort of stabs you with this dagger. It hurts, but I mean, she gets right between your armor, but it's not as bad as it could be. Daly, it's your turn.
Daly will stop being muted. And Daly will rush forward. And I'm going to try and... No, wait, hang a minute. That's the wrong type of fighter. Never mind. I was going to start trying to do things with maneuverability dice, but I can't do that now, can I? Because I'm a champion.
Champion.
As a champion, I'm going to run up and I'm going to hit her with my sword. I'm going to use my inspiration this time, because this time I'm going to dance towards her, because I've realised the reason I'm not hitting her so well is because my timing's all off, so I'm going to start dancing with it. And there we go!
Oh my God!
That was cool.
That is, like, you can't make
That
that
was
better.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, that was perfect.
Yes, it's so good.
Please take a 15 damage as I pirouette my way around.
Not at all.
Yeah, you watch as Daly
cool.
literally dances toward this werewolf, does a spin and a twirl, and just slashes at her with this long sword. And it's a good slash across the front. It hurts. Nazir, it's your turn.
I think you're...
So-
No, you're not.
Sorry.
For a second I thought you were muted, but you weren't. You're fine. You carry on. It's probably just my internet. Ignore me.
I shall carry on the attack against the werewolf.
Okay. That hits.
Nice.
Yeah, you're both ganging up on this werewolf, and she's not. Now that she's human, she is so easy to hit, and she is not able to get out of this moonbeam and everything around her, so she's sort of stuck between you, and you're just slashing at her. But these three creatures that have come out, they are moving toward all of you, and yeah, they're going to attack one of each of you. They're going to attack Shayna first. Actually, one of them is going to make a all of you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Alright, all steps in the dance. All steps in the dance.
Okay.
If only I'd used an advantage.
Okay, so 1d, 2d6. Okay, so Shayna, you will take 3 fire damage, but Nazir and Daly, you're going to take the full 6 as this method breathes out this cone of fire toward all of you, and it burns at your feet. It's just this loud exhale of hot magma heat. It's not actual fire, it is its breath, and it just burns and burns. And that's its turn. The next one is going to just make a claw attack towards Shayna. 10.
Nope.
And then the next one's going to go for Nazir. A 5. Doesn't hit. And then it's Shayna's turn.
What's funny is I've never used create or destroy water before. Just seeing if this is something where... Okay, so... I'm going to try to... Looks like it rains, if I'm reading this correctly. 30 foot...
Okay.
I'm going to make it start raining on these little fiery buggers.
Okay.
Is that a possibility? Let's see.
Give me, just real quick, I won't take your action. Give
Sure.
me an Arcana check.
Sure. Yoink. There it is. Come on.
Okay. You know that this is not a fire method. This is magma.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And it is vulnerable to cold.
Right.
Water will do nothing but just make steam.
Well, that's gonna blur our vision, isn't it?
That's me saving you a spell slot.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Then let's see. She's still in the moonbeam, so she's not moving out of that.
Yeah, as long as you hold concentration on that, that's good.
Yeah, so then I'm just gonna swing at the one that was trying to get me.
Yeah, cool.
Quarterstaff.
That does not hit.
No, it does not.
I have it on my screen that you still have a reroll V.
Yeah, if you'd like a reroll.
I used it earlier though. Did I get
You
another
had 2.
I had 2. Then
someone donated to all of you, and then someone donated to you specifically.
Well, thank you. Okay, so then maybe
that just hits.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, so now we are going to get the damage on that one.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. You watch out, and it's very strange that you're making contact with this. It doesn't burn your quarterstaff, but you do hear that sort of sizzling singe as it makes contact with this floating big pound of magma. It's just a mound of what looks like magma that's smoking and hot. And it's her turn back at the top of the order.
Does Moonbeam affect her though?
It does on her turn, or does it do it on your turn?
Oh, I don't remember.
I thought
we're kind of like bumping into each other anyways.
Yeah, you're right. You're right before her, so it's going to affect her regardless. If you want to roll, I'll roll the Constitution save.
Okay, so we'll do that.
15.
Moonbeam.
So she takes half, right?
Yeah, she takes half because that was over 14. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So she takes half damage. The moonbeam soars to life, and you see her sort of like cringe because she's a human now. She doesn't really have that extra protection from being a werewolf. She cringes and screams out, and the anger, as it goes to her turn, she slices at Daly with her dagger. 18.
The 18 does bloody hit as well.
Is it 1d? Yeah. 4 points of damage.
Good thing that's not very much damage. How is she looking?
Not bloodied.
Not bloodied.
But not good. The methods look a lot better than she does, though. And it is your turn, Daly.
I'm going to continue to bludgeon this person. I'm going to hit her with my sword again.
Do it.
That's a 9.
That does not hit. Nazir, it is your turn if that's all Daly wants.
Shall as well continue to pound away at the...
That does not hit. Both of you whiff at your hits. She's the way she's reacting and trying to slice out at you. You're not able to get a solid hit on her. And it is the Mephit's turn. The first one that did the fire breath, it is out, so it is going to move, and it's going to try to claw at the people attacking its boss. I'm gonna roll a 1, 2. Okay, it's going to attack Daly. A 4 does not hit. You're good. The second one is going to do the fire breath again. So if all of you can make a dexterity saving throw.
One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. So, Shayna and Daly, you're going to take 3 points of damage. Nazir, you'll take the full 7. As this fire burns again at your feet, it sort of singes your boots and the bottom of your pants. Shayna and Daly, you're able to sort of dance around it, but Nazir, you're caught in its trap. And the last one is going to try to swipe at Shayna again. A 13? That hits. Okay.
That just hits.
Okay.
3.
2 slashing plus 1 fire.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay, and it's your turn, Shayna.
I'm gonna swing at the bugger in front of me again.
Okay.
2-handed quarterstaff mode. This time it definitely is not going to hit.
That does not hit. Anything else for your turn?
We have that moonbeam.
Yeah,
like
she'll make her save.
Okay.
Yeah. 21.
That's a save. So we'll see what the damage was. So 7. It's half damage.
Yeah, the moonbeam roars life again, and it's still hurting her. It's her turn. She's going to keep. She doesn't have anything else to do except keep slashing at whoever's near her. She's gonna go for Nazir this time. A 5 does not hit. So yeah, she has she's missing you. I think the pain from the moonbeam and from you guys slashing at her so much, it's distracting her. She's very bloody. Her tattered dress is in ruins. She looks rough. It's your turn, Daly.
I wonder, with all of this dancing, I wonder if I might have got my inspiration back. The timing's very important to me in a fight.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Excellent. So this time I'm going to dance around again. I'm going to try and parry across to the flank, but almost like a what is it good for? Sort of like parrying, riposte. Here comes me attack now. 24.
Oh!
Take 9 damage.
You guys have rolled like just as many ones as you have 20s this game, which is really cool. Yeah, Azir, you being right there, you watch Daly's intricate footwork as she puts one foot in front of the other, and dances around and parries and then makes this slash across this wolf's waist. And the wolf doubles over in pain, but it's a good hit and she's looking rough. Speaking of Nazir, it's your turn.
Have I still got my inspiration?
Yeah, you still have it. You haven't used yours, I don't think.
So I could be quite inspired by this.
Definitely.
So I shall. Can I add it to hit or damage?
Yeah. So what? It just gives you an advantage. That's all it is. It gives you an advantage on your roll.
Okay, I shall use this.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay, and she's looking rough, so.
Ooh yeah. Yeah, feeling inspired by Daly's intricate footwork, you do your own slash. I think you maybe try to copy the footwork a little bit. It's not as graceful, but it does give you a good hit, especially since Daly has sort of revealed some weak spots on this wolf. The method that Shayna just hit is going to slash out at her or at them. A 12 does not hit. Another one is going to slash out at Daly. A 10 does not hit. And then slash out at Shayna again. An 11. Yep, these methods are just whiffing their hits. They're not able to get a purchase on anyone as you're moving around and trying to avoid everything in this small area. Shayna, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to hit back.
Yes, do it. That hits.
Awesome. So this little bugger's going to take 9 points of damage.
Okay, you drive your quarterstaff through it, and it falls to the ground in this mound of, that obsidian-looking hot rock. It falls to the ground dead.
Nice. All right, so then we got to set up for the moonbeam.
Yep. Ooh, she gets full damage.
Okay, well, and of course.
The time you roll low, your other damages have been so good.
Oh no! Oh well.
But it does do like it's. I think you're almost out of moonbeam anyway, so you can tell it's beginning to wane a little bit. The power's beginning to drain from it. It's her turn. She's going to slash out with her knife. Daily.
Come on then.
You're gonna send it. Okay, 7. That does not hit. Daily, it is your turn.
Daily, I'd like to try and grab her bloody wrist. I want to try and grapple her.
Grab her.
Yeah.
Give me a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw? Or, it doesn't matter, the same. 21!
Yeah, you get her.
Ooh.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna grab her, I'm gonna pull her out of the moonlight and be like, yield, you stupid bugger! Look at you beat!
She looks up at you and says, why would I yield? You're trying to take my home from me. You're trying to kick me out of my...
No, we offered you tea, you stupid blugger!
You don't want your tea. She just shakes her head and stares at you. And you can tell she's not fighting against you, but you can tell she's very, very unhappy. But she's also, you can tell she sort of has this happiness a little bit that she's alive, that you haven't just killed her. She said, these people in this city, they've been out to get me for years. And I've done nothing wrong. I'm trying to live my life. They see me what's in the woods in my true form, and they wish me dead.
Well, we weren't sent by the city.
Who were you sent by?
We just saw an interesting tower and we're adventurers, nosy ones, we thought to come and say hello. Then when we found the resident, we offered you tea, and you attacked us.
What else am I supposed to think when people come into my tower all the time to kill me?
Well, why would you make such an
Tea or
interesting
not?
bloody tower with tricks and, like, puzzles to get through? Any adventurer thinks, oh, this must be holding some sort of super treasure.
It just holds me.
Well, perhaps you're a treasure after all.
She just shakes her head and stands up. Are you going to kill me or not?
Ma'am, I'd much rather not be killing anyone today.
I'd rather not be killing anyone either, to be honest.
As Miss Daly said, we're just interested in what this tower was.
It holds rooms that I've never even been in. It holds secrets. But I'm sorry I attacked you. I am. But what else am I supposed to think?
I'm just thinking maybe one of these rooms might be able to hold you during certain times when you don't want to be seen.
I try. One time I went out. They saw me with blood on me, but I had killed a deer. I've never hurt a human.
Well, that makes you alright in my book.
Nothing wrong with a good venison steak.
They just didn't believe me. They judge things that aren't considered normal to them.
Well, I'm not exactly normal myself.
I'm surprised someone in the city even let you in, to be honest.
They
They're
haven't
not the
seen me
nicest
yet.
people.
Well, surely there must be some sort of compromise we can come to here. Get it so you can kind of just be left in peace and no one can bother you, since you're not really technically bothering anyone else.
I have
I
have some things which I think might help. The super interesting tower look. That's not a good look, to be honest. Just attracts attention. Perhaps cottage with a front like it sells sweets or something to little kiddies.
But then wouldn't that attract little kitties?
You might be better off making it look like some sort of grand old tree.
Well, that's exactly the sort of thing I'd expect a druid to come up with. That's brilliant.
Well, you know, forest, trees, they kind of go hand in hand.
I was mostly just thinking of the lovely sweet tea that Nazar gave us earlier.
Well, those were quite delightful, but I think in this case it's more of a camouflage situation.
Now, I can definitely do you a favour, because correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't like silver much, and I love silver jewellery. So I can get rid of any of that if you've got any of that around.
I don't have any. I'm sorry. I try not to keep it.
There.
You watch as she goes over to her desk and she sort of mumbles to herself and she says, I just want to make things and create things and not have to worry about someone trying to send hunters to kill me. And you see as she takes this ball of clay, she sits it on her desk and she begins to mold it into what you suggested, Shayna, a tree. She begins to mold it beautifully into the shape of this large weeping willow kind of shape. And as she molds, you see this glimmer of magic begin to overform it. And you can hear the building around you. You can hear it moving and coming to life. You're not sure what's happening, but you've got the sense that when you leave this tower, it's not going to be the tower anymore. She looks up at all of you and she says, I'm not really sure how I can thank you for not killing me. Because
I might not be the most wisdomous of people. But I did hear a story once. It was about a person that found out that they were going to die on the stroke of midnight. So they spent all day fretting about it, held themselves in their own room, and thought of everything else, and then they had a brilliant idea. They were like, well, what if I stop the clock from striking midnight? So they stood on a chair, and they went to go and stop the clock from ticking, and just as they stood on the chair broke. And they fell down and broke their neck. I think that applies here.
I'm not really sure. Can you elaborate?
I think Miss Daly's trying to say, perhaps next time, instead of assuming someone who's come in the door is here to kill you, ask who sent them first, see if they're friend or foe. Then you can take action.
You have a point, but it's hard to break habits when that's all that comes into my home. People just walking in knowing that this is where the beast lives.
Well, maybe something else along the lines of not making it so appealing?
Well, I think I've changed that now. Your idea was very good. Is there anything I can do for you to... I have some things that might make this worth it.
Well, I'm certainly not anyone to turn down a gift. That would be ingracious.
She sits down at her desk, and you see as she goes through the drawers in it. First, she pulls out this sack and sits it down. You can tell it's gold. She says, "This is 300 gold." One adventurer came up here and didn't live long enough to spend it. So
Yes.
what's his is yours now.
Always leave
Well,
your
it's a
gold
price
with
they
your
had to
family.
pay.
Always leave your gold with your family.
She also pulls out this vial with this label on it. And she says, and it's this purplish thick liquid that looks like it has a little bit of a green swirl in it. And she holds it out, to no one in particular, she just holds it out. So this is something I've been working on. I call it Curate. It'll heal you no matter what, anything that ails you. But sometimes the consequences might outweigh the benefits. And when I say that I don't know exactly what will happen, but I think it is worth a chance. It's something I've been working on. And she holds it out to whoever wants to take it.
I'm immune to diseases anyway.
Well, I'm not immune to diseases myself, no. I mean, if no one else wants it, I'll take it quite happily. What do these consequences usually take the form of? Do I turn into another green dragon?
No, just that it might heal you, but you might become a little weaker because of it.
Ah, right. Weaker. As in physically weaker.
Physically weaker. As in mechanically, you have to make a con DC 10 to restore everything. But if you roll a 1, you lose a point of constitution.
Oh, constitution weak, not strength weak. Well, that's great.
It can heal anything, like up to a greater restoration kind of thing. But if you roll a 1, you're screwed.
That's lovely. I'll take hold of that.
Oh, and by the way, because of V and Scrap, both of you, anything you take, you do keep for the next thing.
Oh, okay.
And Chris, you can add, if you want to, you can add anything that Nazir gets to the sheet for the next person, or I can later. It's up to you. But she looks at you all, and she just has this little bit of a smile on her face, and she seems grateful. I'll change the way my home looks. But what are you going to tell the people in town if you're adventurers? They know you would come out here.
The beast has been slain and we got our loot, and I'll pick up the bag and jingle it.
And
That's
now
fair.
only the ghost of the beast wanders the forest at night, preying on the occasional, choice piece of venison.
You know, that's a good way to cover your excursions.
That's true. That's a very good idea.
We'll get you to tell that one, Shayna. They'll believe it's some creepy druid from the forest.
I'll be hiding out for a little bit whilst the two of you talk with the townspeople, considering what they've done to her.
That's actually for the best. They're not the nicest people.
So I'm getting the sense of.
They'll believe a paladin, too. That's a good point, yes.
Yeah, send the pally in. The pally's bound to make some friends.
Especially in the tavern.
She walks beside her desk and looks at all of you and just nods. And you see her move her hand in the fireplace. The fire goes out. And she says, I am sorry I attacked you. I appreciate your mercy. And she points to the fireplaces, and there's your way out.
Why don't we come visit sometimes? Come and say hello. We can have some of that tea.
I'd like that, I think.
Stop you going all crazy from, being locked up all the time. Cooped up all the time.
Some venison steak would be very nice.
I would like that, a dinner party, perhaps.
Yes, we could come by just after the next full moon. You're bound to have a full fridge then.
Or we can bring some fixins ourselves.
We could do that too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. You could teach me those dance moves.
Well,
Oh,
you
she's
can
an
dance
excellent
if you
dancer.
want to.
She's definitely...
But yeah, she steps aside. She gives each of you a very warm smile. She's at ease now. Clearly guilty of attacking you, but she didn't know any better. And she points toward the fireplace. Come back anytime you'd like. I'll be here.
Quite happily. By the way, madam, your name?
My name is Cass.
Very nice to meet you, Cass. I am Shayna.
Nice to meet you as well, Shayna.
Daily Irvin.
It's wonderful to meet you, Daily.
Name is Naz, and I give her a little sweet as a token.
She takes it. She's very happy. She says, I will save that for another time. Thank you.
Quite all right.
Do you exit the room through the fireplace?
Yes.
As you exit out, you come back to the place where you had entered into the tower in the beginning. The forest looms around you. It's quiet. All you can hear is sort of the sounds of the regular forest. Everything seems back to normal, but as you turn to look, you do notice that it's not a tower anymore. It is a big, beautiful weeping willow tree. Branch hang down low. There doesn't seem to be a noticeable door, but you can tell there's like a very strange knot in the wood that you get the sense that maybe that's how you would enter it. But there's no tower anymore. She has changed into this tree, just like Shayna suggested.
Well, now that is a thing of beauty.
Very nice too.
And as you're standing there, everyone roll a perception check. Okay. Shayna, carried on the wind around you. It wisps and turns and focuses all around you. And neither Daly or Nazir hear this, but you do, Shayna. You hear this weeping sound, crying, coming from the opposite direction, deeper into the woods. And it sounds like a woman sobbing. Sounds a pretty far way away, but you can hear it just whispering on the wind. Especially you being a druid, you have some kind of sense that it's connected to something here. You were meant to hear this.
Well, my friends, it seems that a call for help has come about. What do you say we start heading in a different direction?
Sounds good.
Well, I did quite fancy a beer, but yes, I suppose if there's people in trouble, we should go and help them out.
Well, it doesn't sound exactly close. We might hit a tavern on the way there.
Sounds good.
As you follow this sound deeper into the woods, you find a path. And it doesn't look well worn. It sort of curves off into its own direction, deep into these dark woods. Sunlight doesn't filter in through here. It's colder. It's beautiful, though, because when you do get a little bit of sunlight, it causes a bit of a translucent effect as it hits the ground around you. There are flowers that spark up everywhere. It's a bit alarming, but still reassuring in a way, especially for you, Shayna. This is beautiful nature. This is your kind of place. And you come to what looks like a little pool, sparkling pool with rocks around it. And you see a woman in the pool laying like this with her head on the rocks. And she's crying. You hear her just sobbing as she's laid down. Hasn't noticed you.
Excuse me, young lady.
I'm sorry. Who are you? And she looks up. You notice that she's completely nude, and she's covered with what looks like kelp and seaweed and scales as she's sitting in here.
I sort of avert my eyes. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. And she brushes her long black hair over her, so it sort of covers everything. And she looks at the rest of you. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. Can you help me? You're muted, Scrat.
No, I know. I don't feel, not that I've got a bad feeling or anything like that, but could I maybe do a little bit of an insight check on this person?
You sure can.
I'm not the most wisdomous.
Could I sort of assist with that?
That we'll say you assisted.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well.
Yeah.
Or maybe a perception check since I'm in the woods and see if this is like a creature we even know of.
You can do a perception check, yeah. Actually do a history
check. Okay.
Nature check.
Nature. Okay. Nature. We'll go to nature instead. There we go.
Yeah, that's great. Daily, she seems heartbroken and sad and worried and scared. Whatever is happening, she doesn't know what to do. But you, Shayna, you notice that this is a nymph. You know this creature. She has the ability to move almost like liquid. She can change her shape. Right now she is humanoid because you're humanoid. That's the most, the way she would get help. And you do know that because she's Fae, she does love tricks and games, and she loves pranks. So you can roll an insight check as well if you want to.
Oh, absolutely.
Right now, Daily thinks that she's just crying.
Yeah. No, I think I'm extremely suspicious at this point.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, jeez.
She is scared, worried. She needs help. I've lost someone. I've lost someone very important to me. And I can't leave this to go find them. I don't know where they are.
Well, if you don't mind my asking, who is it that you lost?
My dearest friend. He's a satyr. He comes here every day and plays the flute for me. But when he did last time, something dark grabbed him from the woods, and I don't know where he is, and he hasn't come back.
Did you happen to get a sense of what the dark thing was in terms of shape or size?
Just scary. So big and scary, and it was bigger than both of us, and it just grabbed him and it flew. It had wings.
Was it sort of leathery, scaly?
I'm not
Stony.
sure. I don't think it was a dragon. I'm sure it wasn't a dragon, but it was big. And now he's gone. And I don't know if he's alive.
Well, ma'am, if you provide us a name and a description of your friend, it might be something we could figure out while we're wandering and exploring ourselves.
His name is Pierce. He's very small. He walks on 2 legs. He wears a little hat. It's like a straw hat, and his horns peek up through it. And he has a flute. He's always playing it.
Can I try and insight this, please?
Yeah, of course. She's telling you the truth.
Telling the truth.
And you find him funny?
He entertains me. He's my best friend. There's not much entertaining when I'm stuck in this pool all the time.
Why don't you relocate?
Because I might die if I don't find water. Besides, this is such a beautiful area. I do love it.
Okay.
My name's Ebba, by the way.
Hello, Ebba.
Hello.
Ebba, who has a thing for comedy. Got it.
Will you help find him, please? I can't really offer you much, but I can give you secrets of the forest.
Well, if we happen to hear of a satyr named Pierce with a little straw hat and horns poking out with a affinity for playing the flute, something we could certainly look into.
Thank you. He was only taken this morning.
Oh, so you should be somewhere nearby then.
Probably.
You can't describe this creature at all, just that it's got wings.
Big wings and dark. It happened really fast. I'm sorry.
What sort of direction did he take?
She looks up at the sky and she thinks for a minute and she points south. And all of you being adventurers, you know that out of the woods toward the south are this range of mountains called the Pole Mountains, Pol Mountains. And you know that they are unusually inhabited by harpies and rocks. And it's very strange for either of them to be out this far. And a dark creature that flies matches a harpy on a rock.
how far are these mountains away, roughly, would we know?
Probably about a day's journey. So if flying, it would go faster, but it still take that, wherever this person was, this creature was flying, it still take them a little bit of time. Not as much on foot, but it still take it a little bit. She looks at all of you and says, I can promise you the most wonderful blessing if you could just bring my friend back.
Well, my friends, do we head to the south and see what we can find?
I think we should do it, yes. The only thing I've ever heard about a watery bird is giving out treasure is that she made someone a king.
Thank you. You have no idea how grateful I am. Thank you. She reaches, she dips down into the water, and as she comes back up, she's holding this pearl in her hand that's sort of fist size, and she holds it out to you, and she says, there's a lot of power in this pearl. You're going to somewhere that's very dry. You might need water. This can keep you going for a very long time. She holds it out to you, and as whoever takes it, you hold it. It's very heavy, but you can see inside of this pearl, this sort of looks like water splashing around. Just break it, and you have water to go for days.
E?
Okay. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you for doing this.
Not a problem. What sort of time of day is it, by the way? Sorry.
It is probably midday. Yeah.
Well, I definitely think we should stop for lunch before we go.
That's an excellent idea.
Definitely.
I think we could probably take a few hours.
Yeah, so we'll say you head back into sort of the town area. Yeah, you all head back into the town area, go to the tavern. There's already people talking about how the tower has disappeared in the woods, that all of a sudden it's gone. And that must mean the beast is gone as well. There's sort of a little celebration going on at this tavern. Do you go inside, Shayna?
I'm probably going to hang out in the outskirts of the forest just after hearing what the townsfolk think of strange creatures.
Okay. They're having this sort of celebration. They look at you, Nazir, being a half-orc. They look at you with side eyes, sort of, but they don't approach. They don't make any comments, but you can tell that it's very uneasy here with them. And you get the sense that if Shayna was in there, it'd be a lot worse. They just don't seem like outsiders. It's very uncomfortable, very ignorant kind of people. But there's a celebration going on, and as you end your day in this tavern with drinks and food, Shayna, you sitting on the outskirts of the forest, you can still hear on the wind that familiar sound of Ebba crying. And that's where we'll end our game.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yay!
That was fun. I like it when you don't have to necessarily go for the kill, but think your way out of it. That was neat.
I like that too.
I appreciate that greatly.
Yay, I'm so glad you had fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's
Very
fun.
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chris, how'd you like it?
Yeah, very, very good. Yeah.
Awesome. Yay!
Good. Well, why don't we do that thing where we go around at the end? We'll go around. We can tell us about your favourite part, where we can find you online, and all the wonderful things that you do. Why don't we start with V?
All right. Well, hi, everyone. I am V. I am the Crafting Muse. I have a channel on YouTube where I make terrain, I paint minis, make game accessories. If that's something you want to learn how to do, come on over and check it out. It's the Crafting Muse. Very easy to find. This is Hemingway, who just came up to say hello. A mini terrain domain as well. So yeah, come and check things out. And I gotta say, my favorite part had to be the various rooms and how they were all situated in relation to each other. It wasn't just the simple go up the spiral staircase, check out a level, go up to the next one, check out another level. It was fun to work through what isn't a tower.
I'll also say that a lot of those rooms were just literally, they had no way to solve them. It was if you did something cool and I felt like you thought you solved it, then you solved it.
That's really
there was no
awesome.
set solution for any of those rooms.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I wanted you guys to feel like you did something cool, and that was yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. Well, next let's go down to Chris. Oh, hi. Bosco_CA.
Yeah, yeah, Chris, can find me on Twitter quite a lot. And my favourite part, I think, was definitely the spiral staircase as we went up it with the books falling down. Definitely, that was really cool.
Yeah, really cool. I'll do my favourite bit last because we'll go to Katie first. Katie, same questions.
Hi,
How is it giving the new show? How is it?
Yeah, it was really great. This is really, really fun. It's going to be a good season. I'm more of a puzzle GM than a fighty GM. So I like giving players things they can solve. And if they have to fight, maybe they can find a different way to get out of it, like, grappling. Yeah, I think some sessions will be heavy fighting, but I want a lot of puzzles and thinking. That's more fun to me. But I'm Katie. You can find me on Twitter at KatieFace. You can also find me through the week on Off the Table. I will be playing a ton of new games starting this new season. You can also find me on Pro Starters channel in a couple of weeks playing Deadlands. I will also be on Little Red Dots channel next Wednesday starting the Appliance Wars. I'm playing a dented wireless microphone named Mikey. It's based on Brave Little Toaster. It's going to be very cute. I am loving Hemingway right now. I'm just dying. But yeah, follow me on Twitter. I have a lot of games on my personal channel, and I just do so much, it's hard to say. But yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really excited about this season.
Fantastic, and we are very excited to have you. Well, that just leaves me. My favourite part, I think, was the whole werewolf scenario. Just any NPC that's more than just a boss or anything like that. I like stripping away the layers and getting there. And oh my god, Hemingway! Oh my god. Yeah, fantastic. So social links. I have Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. You guys can go and check out the Discord. It's a safe, inclusive space where you can come and talk about TTRPGs and all sorts of other wonderful things. You can also check out the Twitter. If you send me a DM on Twitter, I'll get you a game. And YouTube, you can catch up with this show. All the other shows in the season, they'll be uploaded to YouTube just a few days afterwards. Also, we have a Patreon. If you'd like to support us, you can support us over on Patreon for as little as $1. And every dollar is greatly appreciated. We also do have some free articles over there. If you'd like to get something for your support, you can also go and get yourself some merch, or you can get a t-shirt or a hoodie or something else with the Academy logo on it, which is up top left there. And we also have sponsors in Burden the Storm Publishing, who are a publishing company who make DnD5E content. And we also have Mage Hand Press, who made the Dark Matter expansion for DnD5E, which you will see later on today, 10 PM EST. Laugh Love Lindy running completely legitimate business. We also have some other sponsors down in the panels below. You can catch irasavad.com. You can get Rue Inc. and Tabletop Loot. Every single one of those, you can get a discount code below. I think it's 10%, 10%, and 15%, or 10, 15, and 15, something like that. So go and check that out and get yourself some dice, some accessories, or a map at a discounted price. Today, we are going to head over and we are going to go and say hello to Rachel, OBaby190. So we're going to take our raid cry, which is, I think it was something about the dancing. Is that right, Tater? Tater is the keeper of the raid cries.
I'm just going to start dancing.
There we go. There it is. So I'll start the raid countdown now. We will be back in 2 hours. Hopefully the internet seems to level out the later at night we get, so hopefully it will pick up as we go. But we'll have a full solution by the 23rd. Until then, keep evoking emotions, and we will catch you all next time. See you later.
Bye.